I would request our chief guest, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu Garu, to deliver his address.
ఈ పూలు అన్నది కనపడడం బయట ఎక్కువ దీని వస్తుంది చూడు ఇవి వస్తాయా వస్తాయి రైట్. శ్రీ కె నారాయణ స్వామి గారు, గౌరవ ఉప ముఖ్యమంత్రి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ ప్రభుత్వం, శ్రీ చెవిరెడ్డి భాస్కర్ రెడ్డి శాసనసభ్యులు, ఆచార్య కెఎన్ సత్యనారాయణ నిర్దేశకులు ఐఐటి తిరుపతి, ప్రొఫెసర్ ఆచార్య వెంకయ్య గారు డీన్ స్టూడెంట్ అఫైర్స్, ఆచార్య మెహర్ ప్రసాద్ గారు who has presented this book to me about his father, శ్రీ అనుమోలు రామకృష్ణ గారు వారసత్వ నిర్మాత. I am really very happy to receive the first copy of this book, and I would like to compliment Sri Durgampudi Chandrasekhar Reddy for this beautiful translation to our mother tongue Telugu, because I am of the view that all literature, in whatever language it is, English or Hindi or whatever it is, they should all be translated to mother tongue and to different Indian languages. I am happy the Prime Minister yesterday, Sri Narendra Bhai Modi, has also said the same thing. In the coming days, all the books should be translated into Indian languages. Anni kuda raboye rojullo వైద్య విద్య, మెడిసిన్, శాస్త్ర సాంకేతిక విద్య, ఇంజనీరింగ్, అలాగే అన్ని రకాల అధ్యయనాలు, రీసెర్చ్, అలాగే న్యాయశాస్త్రం, లా, అదేవిధంగా మిగతా అన్నీ కూడా భారతీయ భాషల్లో విద్యార్థులకు బోధించబడాలి అనేది నా ప్రగాఢమైన విశ్వాసం. ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు సీ a day in my life that Indian languages are taught to Indian students, at least up to high school, primary, high school వరకు ఆ మాతృభాషలో విద్యార్థులకు విద్యాబోధన జరగాలనేది నా ప్రగాఢమైన వాంఛ. దానితో పాటు I would like to see in future the government administration, ప్రభుత్వ పరిపాలన ప్రజల భాషలో ఉండాలి. 2 కోర్టులు, అక్కడ జరిగేట వాద ప్రతివాదాలు, తీర్పులు మాతృభాషలో ఉండాలి. ద లాంగ్వేజ్ యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్, కౌంటర్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్ అండ్ జడ్జిమెంట్స్ ఆల్సో షుడ్ బి ఇన్ ది మదర్ టంగ్ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్, సో దట్ ద పీపుల్ నో వాట్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ ఆర్గ్యూడ్ అబౌట్ ద కేస్. అదేవిధంగా 3వది, నేను ఇందాక చెప్పినట్టుగా న్యాయము, అలాగే వైద్యము, అదేవిధంగా శాస్త్రీయ సాంకేతిక అధునాతన పరిజ్ఞానము, ఇవన్నీ కూడా మాతృభాషలో విద్యార్థులకు బోధించాలని. దానితో పాటు సుప్రీంకోర్టు నుంచి హైకోర్టులు అన్ని తీర్పులు కూడా ఆయా భాషల్లోకి అనువదించే ప్రక్రియ ప్రారంభమై అది త్వరలో అందుబాటులోకి రావాలనేది నా యొక్క విశ్వాసం, నా వాంఛ. దీనికి రాజకీయాలతో నిమిత్తం లేదు. అలా అని ఇంగ్లీషుకి వ్యతిరేకం కాదు. ఇంగ్లీషు నేర్చుకోవాలి, హిందీ నేర్చుకోవాలి, ఇంకా వీలైన భారతీయ భాషలు నేర్చుకోవాలి. దక్షిణ భారతీయులు ఉత్తరాది భాషలు నేర్చుకోవాలి, ఉత్తర భారతీయులు దక్షిణాది భాషలు, తెలుగు, తమిళ్, కన్నడ, మలయాళీ, ఈ భాషలు నేర్చుకోవాలి. అప్పుడే దేశం యొక్క సమైక్యత, ద యూనిటీ ఆఫ్ ద కంట్రీ విల్ బి ఫర్దర్ స్ట్రెంగ్థెన్డ్. We are known for unity in diversity. And if you know different languages or more languages, you will be more equipped to meet the challenges. In addition to Indian languages, if the children want to study Russian, French, Germany, or other languages, one should really encourage them. So start with the mother tongue, then go to the medium of instruction, English or Hindi, and then try to learn as many languages as possible. This is my advice to all people, and I am very happy. I am saying this particularly because of this book about Anmolu Ramakrishna Garu has been translated on my session, and then it's being made available today by MSCO Publications. Friends, I am really very happy today to be amidst you all today. I am told there are students from other states, 20 states, who have got admission in this prestigious institution. So I would like to speak in English and also partly in Telugu and in between some Hindi also, for the convenience of the students and also the faculty members who are drawn from various states and various institutions. I am again happy to be here for the reason that in 2015, 6 years back, I laid foundation for this prestigious institution along with the Minister concerned of the Government of India and the Chief Minister. And I feel happy that my dream of IITs, IIITs, IESR, IIM, AIIMS, and also Indian Institute of Oceanography, and many institutions for which we tried our best in Parliament, got them included in the reorganization bill, and then laid foundation to most of them. And finally, I am able to see the institution which has taken its full shape. అందువలన ఆ యొక్క కళ సాకారమై దానికి ఒక ఆకారం ఏర్పడి దానికి ఒక ప్రాకారం వచ్చి దాని అందరికీ సహకారంతో ఇవాళ ఈ స్థాయికి వచ్చినందుకు దాన్ని చూస్తున్నందుకు నా మనసులో ఎంతో సంతోషంగా ఉందని మీ అందరికీ మనవి చేస్తున్నాను. This was one of my dreams, that these institutions should be started in Andhra Pradesh also, because after division, this part of the state was lagging behind in many things. So we fought for them in the Parliament and then got them included in the assurances and also got them sanctioned in the Cabinet and laid foundation. Today, I am here to see the dream has come true. And I would like to compliment all the people concerned, not only the government, the architects, the contractors, and the builders of this institute, including first director of this IIT, Professor Satyanarayana Garu, and other people, for making our dream to come true at the earliest. I am immensely happy to see the campus. And the director has explained to me in detail the progress made and the plans ahead for the future of this institution. I am really very happy. I am also happy for another reason. Today, the occasion is the 6th Institution Day of IIT Tirupati, Institution Day. It's an important occasion in the life of any institution. I am happy I am here for the Institution Day today. Friends, this area in future is going to become a big educational hub. IIT, IESR, IIIT nearby, all these things, once they are fully developed, this area, in addition to Sri Venkateswara University, in addition to the other professional courses that are available in Tirupati, in addition to the other facilities, this will become one of the big educational hub of the country. So I am happy on that account also. This sacred town of Tirupati, Pavitramaina in Tirupati, abode of Lord Venkateswara, has always had a special place in my heart. It evokes a sense of purity, devotion, and inner peace. Now this divine place has become even more dearer to my heart because of the Jnana Yajna, this knowledge yajna, creation and dissemination of the knowledge being performed in the portals of this institute as well as in the number of institutions that are located here around. My dear young friends, you are fortunate to be part of this institution. You can connect with India's ancient culture while studying modern cutting-edge technologies. I want you to learn not only quantum physics and artificial intelligence, but also explore our rich cultural heritage. విజ్ఞానంతో పాటు శాస్త్రీయ సాంకేతిక పరిజ్ఞానంతో పాటు పురాతనమైన ఆది కాలం నుంచి వేదకాలం నుంచి మన పూర్వీకులు అనుభవించి రంగరించి మేళవించి మనకు అందించిన వారసత్వాన్ని, ఆ భారతీయ సంస్కృతిని, సనాతన ధర్మాన్ని మీరందరూ కూడా అర్థం చేసుకొని భవిష్యత్తులో దాన్ని ఉపయోగించుకొని రాబోయే తరాలకు అందించాలని నేను కోరుతూ ఉన్నాను. We have had a illustrious past. There was a time when India was known as Vishwaguru. सारी दुनिया से अलग अलग देशों से छात्र भारत में आके यहाँ पढ़ते थे प्रतिष्ठित विद्यालयों में. नालंदा, तक्षशिला, विक्रमशिला, पुष्पगिरी, ऐसी बहुत महान संस्थाओं में बाहर में हमारा भारत में था. और विदेशियों से विद्यार्थी छात्र आके यहाँ पढ़ के जाते थे और भारत एक विश्व गुरु उस समय कहलाते थे. So now it is time that we again become Vishwa Guru. With the passage of time, with the advent of colonial rule, we lost our conscience. We lost some of our culture. We lost freedom. And we lost development to some extent. Now, as we are a free India, independent India, we are on our own. We are having our own governments, local, state and center, elected by you people. So it is time that we should again aim in becoming a world knowledge center. That is possible not only by sanctioning institutions, by strengthening institutions, and that is depends on the ability of the academic staff and also the stability of the student community, and ability and stability joined together along with the mobility, you will be able to reach the people, and the people will be able to not only enhance their knowledge but also strengthen the inner strength what is required now. My dear friends, this country has a great past, as I explained to you. And we have to regain the past glory. We have to make India a knowledge and education hub once again. That is the current challenge. India, fortunately, is being recognized, respected worldwide. Thanks to the leadership, everywhere now India is recognized. And world is looking towards India. And people across the globe, they want to come and invest in India. That is India has become the destination. So it's the right time for us also in the academic arena to work hard, expand our knowledge base and strengthen our understanding of our culture and heritage and pass on this to the coming generation. This is the current challenge. We should not only strengthen our economy, we should make people's life more happy. Mere wealth along with health and wealth, both are required, but at the same time, happiness. Science and technology should work in the direction of bringing happiness. సంపద ఉన్నంత మాత్రాన సంతోషం రాదు. సంపదతో పాటు మనం ఆత్మ సంతృప్తిని కూడా పొందాలంటే దానికి సౌకర్యవంతమైన పరిపాలన, ప్రకృతి వరప్రసాదమైన ఈ పచ్చదనం, మనకు కావాల్సిన విధంగా అన్ని రకాలైన సౌకర్యాలు, దానితో పాటు ఆధ్యాత్మిక ఆనందం మనకు వనగూరితే అప్పుడు మనం సంతోషంగా జీవించగలం. ముందు ఆరోగ్యమే మహాభాగ్యమని మన పెద్దవాళ్ళు చెప్పారు. హెల్త్ ఈజ్ వెల్త్. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ హెల్త్ యూ కెన్ అక్వైర్ వెల్త్, బట్ దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ వైస్ వర్సా. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ వెల్త్ దిర్ ఇస్ నో గ్యారంటీ యూ విల్ అక్వైర్ హెల్త్. నీకు బాగా డబ్బులున్నా, నీకు షుగర్ ఉందనుకోండి, నువ్వు పుల్లారెడ్డి స్వీట్ తినలేవు, లేకపోతే నీకు ఇష్టమైన భోజనం చేయలేవు. అందుకని ఆరోగ్యంతో పాటు ఈ యొక్క ఆరోగ్యము, ఆనందం, సంపదతో పాటు వాటిని సంపాదించే ప్రయత్నం మనం చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతో ఉంది. ఈ కోవిడ్ మనందరికీ పాఠం నేర్పింది. ఆరోగ్యం ముఖ్యం, ఆహార్యం ముఖ్యం, ఆధ్యాత్మికత కూడా ముఖ్యం. అప్పుడు మనం సుఖంగా సంతోషంగా ఉండగలమని మనకి ఈ పాఠం మనం అందరం కూడా నేర్చుకోవాల్సి ఉంది. ఫర్ దిస్ everyone in India must work harder and smarter. Mere Prime Minister or the Chief Minister working hard will not suffice. They have to work hard, but we, all the stakeholders, should also work hard. A challenge that should make us realize our capabilities and refine them. Constant practice and learning from the best in the world. We should not only feel happy about our heritage, we must also take the best practices from across the globe. That is why the government has been focusing on creating world-class education institutions. I am happy to note that in the past 6 years, 6 new IITs, 7 new IIMs, and 16 new IIITs have come up. It's really a very remarkable achievement. But establishing an institution only beginning. It cannot become a world-class education institution overnight. It requires meticulous planning and sincere implementation by the top academic leaders who are serving as faculty. It requires the creation of congenial atmosphere for students to study, explore and experiment. It requires a mindset that constantly seeks to be among the best in the world. We must aim to become the best. Till then, no rest. That should be our aim. You must be best in your class, in your college, in your state, in your country, and at the end, in the world. That should be the aim. That's why Abdul Kalam ji has said, aim high, dream high and aim high. Mere aiming and dreaming alone will not suffice. You need to work hard to reach that goal. This, you start here and with a certain advantage. IITs have a brand name acquired over the past few decades, which everyone associates with the quality education. So you are quickly identified as one of the best institutions in the country. However, that poses a great responsibility on each one of you, because you have to live up to the high standards set by the other IITs. I'm happy to know that the third generation IITs, including IIT Tirupati, are growing at fast pace. I'm happy that you are creating the state-of-the-art infrastructure and taking up innovative projects. It is indeed a matter of pleasure that the Transit Campus project of IIT Tirupati secured 2 renowned sustainability awards. I was happy to hear from the director that you got an award from Griha and also HUDCO towards for the design and construction of an eco-friendly campus and sustainable construction material and technologies. Eco-friendly. This is what it, for long we neglected the nature. Now nature is showing its fury on us. Climate change is real. So we have to be eco-friendly. It is heartening to notice that significant progress achieved in building the permanent campus with world-class infrastructure towards housing 2,500 students, 250 faculty members, and 275 staff members by the year 2024. I have been told that even though you are one of the youngest IITs, you have joined hands with the nation in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic and have successfully developed a thermal air sterilizer N95 equivalent to reusable respirators, a deep learning-based approach to classify normal pneumonia and COVID-19 patients using chest X-ray images, an educational game called as Survive COVID-19 that improves the awareness of masks, sanitizers, and social distancing, etc. I am happy that you have identified various thrust areas keeping in view the national needs and local relevance. I compliment all of you on being designed as the Technology Innovation Hub under the National Mission on Cyber Physical Systems. My congratulations to all of you. I'm happy that you will speedily set up centers of excellence in food technology, precision agriculture, energy storage, and atomic, molecular, and optical technologies in association with ICER, Tirupati. Tirupati is the only city in India to have both IIT and ICER in the same city. That is the specialty of this city. This makes collaborative work and synergetic progress possible. Every year, we produce around 1.5 million engineers, but a survey suggests that only 7% of them are suitable for core engineering jobs. We have to increase employability and ensure the skills required for the world of work are imported. More attention should be given to build a stronger academia-industry connection. My dear sisters and brothers and youngsters, today India is one of the youngest nations in the world, with over 62% of the population in the working age, 62%, the working age of 15 to 59 years. The median age of our population is less than 30 years. This youth energy needs to be channelized constructively for nation building. The youth can play a transformative role when they are properly skilled, motivated, cultivated, and given the right opportunities. IITs represent the face of new resurgent and aspirational India. You are the face of new resurgent and aspirational India. India that is seeking to seek new opportunities, to transform lives. The idea is to transform the lives of the people, make their lives healthy and happy. We are tapping into the core strength to be self-reliant. That is what is required. That is the Prime Minister's call of Atmanirbhar Bharat. This is a dream that can be realized only if we can improve our educational system. That's why new educational policy 2020 has given well-thought blueprint for the next educational architecture. That is best. Next is the best. We have to quickly translate this policy into action. We must understand the fundamental shifts in paradigm that have been proposed. Flexibility, multidisciplinary approach, sharper focus on learning, research, and reassessment and accreditation. Above all, the relentless quest for excellence, as I told you earlier. IIT Tirupati with 5 other new IITs at Palakkadu, Kerala, Jammu in Kashmir, Bhilai in Orissa, Goa, and Dharwad were created by the government to enhance access to technical education and create a knowledge ecosystem that would power India's development. In fact, that was the visionary zeal of our leaders who founded the first set of IITs 70 years ago. It is now a matter of pride that 5 IITs are ranked among the top 500 ranking institutions in the world. The technological advancement is a key decisive factor in the development architecture of a country in today's world. We should move steadily and swiftly on the path of technological advancement. At the same time, one should ensure that science and technology improves the quality of our people's life. Improve the quality. Make the common man, poor man happy. Bring smiles on his face. That should be our aim of technology, or science, or research. The peace is required for the country. Peace is prerequisite for progress. If you have tension, you cannot pay attention. Understand this. So peaceful mind is very much required. My dear youngsters, we are moving faster, but we must move steadily. This institute has been maintaining highest percentage of female student enrollment, 18%. Still, I want it to increase. Women constitute 50% of our population. If you give an opportunity, they can excel in their life. So the women enrollment in IITs should really increase further. But you are the best among others and compared. My dear students, I am sure you will shape your destiny and contribute to the national transformation with your knowledge and skills you absorb here. But equally important is the set of emotional and social skills that will enable you to adapt to a rapidly changing world. You must also try to connect your knowledge with the social relevance. సామాజిక అవసరాలను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని దానికి అనుగుణంగా మన విజ్ఞానాన్ని పెంపొందించుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఎంతో ఉంది. ఇది మనందరం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. Please remember what Swami Vivekananda has said, I quote, "Dare to be free. Dare to go as far as your thought leads, and dare to carry them in your future, in your own life." This is what Swami Vivekananda has said. So the youngsters must follow Swami's guidance. I congratulate the director and staff and students for this remarkable accomplishments. Before I conclude, my dear youngsters, I would like all of you to speak in mother tongue at home. అమ్మతో నాన్నతో ఇరుగుతో పొరుగుతో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు మాతృభాషలో మాట్లాడాలి. బయట వాళ్ళతో మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు ఏ భాషలైనా ఉపయోగించవచ్చు. ఇంగ్లీష్లో కూడా ప్రావీణ్యం సంపాదించుకోవాలి. బట్ ఎట్ హోమ్ స్పీక్ ఇన్ మదర్ టంగ్. సెకండ్, everyone should remember the institution which has reshaped you. Be proud of your institution. Respect your gurus. గురువుని ఎప్పుడూ మర్చిపోకూడదు. జ్ఞానాన్ని ఇచ్చిన వాడు గురువు. గూగుల్ వచ్చినా నెట్కి ఏదైనా రిపేర్ వస్తే మళ్ళా గురువు కోసం వెతకాలి. అందుకని గురువుని, మాతృభాషను, మాతృభూమిని, మాతృదేశాన్ని, మాతృ విద్యా సంస్థను ఎప్పుడూ మర్చిపోకూడదు అని నేను అందరికీ చెప్తూ ఉన్నాను. మీ అందరికీ, do not forget mother who has given you beautiful birth. Do not forget mother tongue, your beautiful language. Do not forget motherland. Do not forget the mother institution and the teachers who have guided you. This is very important. This is my advice to you. And thirdly, do some physical exercise. Physically fit, you will be mentally alert. That is what is required. Slowly, because of this Western lifestyle, we are going through sedentary lifestyle. Sedentary, which is not good at all. See, this COVID affected world. Comparatively, we are better. Why? Think about this. This is not theory, but this is what I learned. 98% farmers were not affected. Food production is highest this year. Even though COVID is there, hats off to the farmers. ఎందుకంటే రైతులు గ్రామాల్లో కాస్త వెలుతురుతో, మంచి గాలితో, మంచి నీటితో జీవిస్తున్నారు. మనం పట్టణాల్లో ఉండేవాళ్ళం వాటికి దూరంగా ఉంటున్నాం. కారు క్లోజ్డ్, ఆఫీస్ క్లోజ్డ్, institution closed, come back home closed from all sides, bedroom closed, mind also closed. You need to allow air circulation. ఎయిర్ సర్క్యులేషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది కాబట్టి గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాల్లో ఈ మహమ్మారి నుంచి వాళ్ళు బయటపడగలిగారు. రెండవది శారీరకమైన శ్రమ చేస్తున్నారు. శారీరక శ్రమ చేసిన వాళ్ళు కూలీలు, వ్యవసాయ కూలీలకు ఎవరికి నో అగ్రికల్చర్ లేబర్ ఈజ్ ఎఫెక్టెడ్ except when some people in town came to visit their relatives and all. Otherwise it's less in rural area. This is a matter for study again, for research, why COVID is more prevalent in urban areas. And thirdly, please eat time tested protein food. Don't be carried away by the western food. Western food is good for western people. But we, in India, we have time-tested food, thousands of years of varieties. There is no dearth. Food which is decided according to season, according to reason. Our food, our forefathers have given it to us. అందుకని మంచి భోజనాన్ని చేయాలి. అది కూడా చాలా అవసరం. లేకపోతే శారీరకమైన దృఢత్వం నీకు రాదు. ఆ రెసిస్టెన్స్ పవర్ రాదనే విషయాన్ని మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. మన పెద్దవాళ్ళు పెట్టిన ప్రతిదాని వెనక రసం, చారు, దాని వెనక కూడా ఎంతో సందేశం ఉంది, సైన్స్ ఉంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ఎ సైన్స్ బిహైండ్ రసం. పై రసం సాంబార్ కానీ నాటుకోడి పులుసు నుంచి జొన్న రాగి సంగటి వరకు. రాగి సంగటి తిన్నావా భాస్కర్ రెడ్డి? ఎప్పుడన్నా రాగి సంగటి తిన్నావా? రాగి సంగటి ఎంతో మనకి పుష్టికరమైన ఆహారాన్ని ఇస్తుంది. సరదా కోసం చెప్తున్నాను మీకు. మనం రాగి సంగటి తిన్నా, జొన్న సంగటి తిన్నా, సజ్జ సంగటి తిన్నా, పల్సెస్, cereals, they are very proteinous, and we are all getting used to the fashion of eating that polished, more polished white rice, and you are now seeing people are now moving towards organic rice, organic food, organic vegetable, all these things. That is back to nature. So my advice to all of you is, when I told this, one of the students, he told me, sir, I agree, but at the same time now the food is instantly available. I said instant food means constant disease. This has to be understood by one and all. How can food be instant? How can food be instant? It has to be cooked. So please eat cooked food. Follow good physical exercise, yoga, walking or anything of your choice. Do some exercise and then keep your body fit so that you will be mentally fit and alert also. This is my advice in addition to your academic, and also try to read about the life of such great people. This Ramakrishna Garu, Anumola Ramakrishna, L&T, famous, India's famous or world famous L&T. He was one of the builders of that great institution. We must read about the great people. Not only Ramakrishna Garu, there are many, their life. And we must really draw inspiration from their lives. Once again, thank you, Satyanarayana Garu, for providing me this opportunity. In fact, I have been going around the country, visiting IITs, IIITs, IIMs, research stations, agricultural universities. After I became vice president, earlier I was going around, meeting people, greeting people, talking with people, walking with people, eating along with the people, spending time along with the people. After I became vice president, now there is a protocol. I can't move